You want to know how to play back audio and input audio without switching back and forth. This video hopefully shows you how to do it. And I remember being able to just record on my mic here and just hearing the audio play back in real time. Yeah, I set it up and I couldn't hear myself anymore. And I Google stuff, total Mandela effect. It says it's not even available to do. Only the Mac systems can set a different input to a different output. And I guess Windows, you're stuck with one input, one output from one device, and you would have to switch back and forth, I guess is what they're asking you to do. To switch from, once you're done recording, you would have to go into options, which is over here. And then you would go to the audio setup. Sorry, I'm recording on the camera here. I wanted to do a screen record, but there's just some issues with recording my audio and also trying to show you the Suno audio. So I just thought this would be easier. As you can see, audio device, basically all the input is going to the computer. That's what Windows Audios is. But I have my audio box, and so when I switch it to that, I don't have any, I can't hear myself in the mic. I can only hear it after I recorded it, and that's a pain. And then here you have the input of my Zoom here. Again, sorry for the bad video. But, so yeah, you would have to switch a lot back and forth just to hear yourself. And once you input stuff, really annoying. And I'm like, what the heck? I had this working. So I went ahead and messed around with some options, and I think I figured it out for you. And that's it. So we're going to go ahead and just show you a couple of the quick options here to see if that will work for you. Now, you're going to probably have this issue if you have multiple devices. So I have 3 devices here. This is the MiDi. We won't be really messing with that. That's just for instruments. That one's really easy. But it's going to be these 2. This is an audio box. I think it was like Anniversary Edition or something. It came with headphones and a mic. Really cool. Here's my mic. I think it's the M7 condenser from PreSonus. And then here's a third-party one, not from PreSonus, but it's from Zoom. It's called the V3 vocoder. What this does is it has all the digital voice built in. So I can connect this straight to a speaker and just have a digital robot voice or some other choices too. Or you can plug it into a computer, and basically this does all the work without any software involved. It's just a hardware piece. And then this is an audio box. It just kind of clears things up, makes things less clippy and stuff. So really cool feature there. So these are not connected in any way. I could connect them. As you can see, I have my blue mic here that runs to my condenser there. And that's the only mic I have, besides this one on the camera. And so this, I could connect, the mic into the blue thing, and then there's some audio outs up here where the aux in, if I can get that to focus, that's aux in, and that would go right into here, into the front ones, which has different connections here for the first 2 inputs. You could do that. I feel like there's delay and maybe some static going on, even with the phantom power on. So yeah, you could do that, but right now how I have it set up, and I think it's easier, is I just have this directly to the computer with a USB. Same with this one with the USB. So they're not talking at all to each other, right? And I want to show you how to get to hear yourself, and it's these really complicated options. It sucks because, you got options in here that kind of go into your computer options and mess with them a bit. So it's a pain, computers are a pain. So we're just going to check a few things. First I'm going to show you what I have here in my Windows audio. There's nothing to do with PreSonus. So I'm playing it there, volume, I got the mono off. Input, so input, I have it as my Zoom V3. You will need a driver for that. It's found on the Zoom website, but it's a ASIO driver, and it kind of just knows what to do from there. So that way my mic always works. That's always where I have a mic, so I don't have a mic into anything else. So that's going to be my permanent input. That's about it for that. I'm going to go ahead and look at the PreSonus options now. So as long as you got those 2 going, you're good. Don't forget to update all your drivers, everything, especially this thing needs a firmware update. You got to hold some buttons down, turn it on. Real real easy. I mean, it could be complicated, but just take your time. So here I just have a little setup to kind of show you the example. Now what's going on here is I have two inputs. All I did was hit right click and add audio track, stereo preferably. And that gave me this first one up here. And what's funny is it reads your mic. Pretty easy, just reads it on its own. And that's what I have there. Now the second one is I just added new track and I put a third-party VST, so that's really easy for PreSonus, but here we go. It's called Vox, Ovox, and here's what it looks like. So this also does a digital voice. I'm going to go ahead and turn up my speakers here so you can hear a little better when I do decide to show you. So Vox is a VST. I'll come back to that in a bit, but just wanted to show you what that is. And you got to have these two on, recording and the blue, to really hear yourself. Mostly the blue. And yeah, so it's working. Here's my mic. I'm holding it up right here. La 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 la. So that's working. And to hear yourself, let's see here. Make sure you turn off the mute there. And I should be able to hear myself. Oh yeah, blue speaker. Here we go. So, Vox is muted, and here, my mic's working. Pretty easy, right? Can hear myself on the speaker. Very little delay. And what's going on is that's reading through my Zoom, so the effects are off. If I go ahead and just hit, like, let's see, we'll do robot. And now I'm on robot. If I talk, oh, make sure effect. That button is off. So now the effects are on, and now I have robot voice. Pretty cool. So that's what the Zoom does, and I can hear myself just right now, so no need to switch my input and output. And that's it for Zoom. That's my mic input. So what's going on? Let's go ahead and check these options and just make sure you guys have the same options, and that should help you out here. So we're going to go to options and audio setup. So one of the first things I think you should check is release audio device in the background. And we got to be set on Windows audio. Okay, nothing else. And it's crazy because they do tell me to go to Zoom, hit the control panel and all this stuff. Really complicated. I just have it on Windows audio and it's reading. And that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and maybe just show you some other options here. Processing. This is what I have set up. The Zoom, really cool. If you set this to maximum and set some of these to a higher thing, you can enable low latency monitoring, and that one too. And then you'll get these green Z's. This is like, I think the solution here, I think only certain devices can do this, but this allows you to monitor in real time. So that happens with my Zoom, pretty cool. And yeah, so I think you can like click them. And external devices, I did add a Zoom, like, you know, I had to make an instrument and then I named it the V3 Zoom. I don't think this has anything to do with it, so don't worry about that. The only thing you need there is probably your other pads or whatever. And that's that. Check on some other things here for you, just in case, if you guys can set your settings to that. I think you're going to have a good time. Audio device, and then we even have this setup or options. Here are the options on what I have. I know I could hit 48 hertz, but some of the hardware here is only at 44. So you got to make sure all your, bit rates match. I could do 32 or 64. I did 24 because again, that Zoom isn't up to date with some of that stuff. So yeah, those are just some of my settings. Here's another big one, audio and input setup. Again, how I got here was hitting the song setup button. And look at that, I'm just kind of stuck. You can't really switch input and outputs. Here's where you would do it if you're on Mac, but you can't. It just doesn't allow you to select different ones. So I'm on input, which is Windows audio. And again, that's the computer. So my Zoom hardware here is connected to the computer. So it's getting the input from there. Super easy, right? And then output, not allowed to change it. So it's actually just reading as Windows, the computer. And guess what? Because I set it in the Windows options, it looks like it's went ahead and routed to the speakers by itself. So that's how I did it. And I'll go ahead and show you the box now. So I'm going to go ahead and mute this. You can kind of still hear my robot voice, right? And I'll turn effect off just to make that nice and clear. Just my normal voice now. I'm going to go ahead and mute that. And we're not going to hear anything. It'll still have some input, but we can't hear it because it's muted. I'll turn that off too, the monitoring. Now we have the box. Now the box is, again, a third-party, a virtual voice box. So it's not a hardware voice box, as I said. So what's the deal with this? Why isn't it working? Well, we're going to double-click it, and it's an effect, in a sense, on the mic. So boom. And as you can see, these lights are turned off. So once I turn them on, you can do 2 voices overlaying. But look at that. I got my OVOX working. And there's so many options here to deal with that. You can turn on the overlay for a second voice. Really sounds weird. And yeah, you're able to hear yourself, record. I'm going to go ahead and shut that off. And that way, you can't hear nothing. Go ahead and just exit this here. So that's OVOX. Yeah, I had to buy that. So yeah, that's just a quick rundown. Now there is one issue you will run into. Just close that. And that issue is if you decide, and this is why I couldn't record a screen capture because it was having this issue. You're going to see this option pop up in here. I'll show you how to get it to. So let's just say you go to YouTube and you listen to any audio on YouTube. We're going to just play a song or something here. Alright, so we just got, you know, playing some Tupac. Alright, and that's what sucks is once you come here, and hope that's not copyright. I mean, I only played 2 seconds of it, right? And we're going to go over to PreSonus here, and bam, you'll get this message right away. I'm going to double click it just to bring up the screen again. So you will immediately get this saying, failed to open the speakers. That's just what happens every time you want to play audio from anything else than PreSonus. It's going to say, hey, your speaker stopped working. That's fine. It's a quick, easy fix. You're just going to hit Manage Audio, and this box will not go away until you do this. You're going to get this box. This is a Windows box. It has nothing to do with PreSonus. It just wants you to manage your audio, and that's fine. Let's see here if I can get it to focus. Alright, so a couple things here. You have the playback, right? And that's where we're on. You just want to open it up. So here's my speakers for playback. I'm just going to open it. And I'll even kind of just go through these options. I won't change anything, but here they are in case you need to set that up. I think what's more important is the advanced. So when I have advanced here, this is the only way I can get it to work. Is I have the allow application to take exclusive control, and I didn't check that other one, priority. Got it on 44, 24-bit. You got to make sure all that matches everything. What's in PreSonus, what's out here, your mic. So yeah, you just got to sacrifice, I guess, some bit quality. And I'm not going to hit apply or anything. I didn't change anything. So this is what you should have it set to. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Oh, yeah, just OK. And then you also want to go to your recording, which also is called your output. So recording, and then there's my zoom for recording, right? My computer's reading it. I'm going to double click. And again, I'm just going to click through some of these options. But mainly what you want to be concerned with is, I think the advanced. Yeah, so this one I have exclusive mode. It allows the application to take control. And also I gave the mic priority for PreSonus because I figure most of it will go in there. I could have used OBS Studio. You know, that's a streaming software. And it's fine. This doesn't really hurt anything for the OBS. And that's it. So once you look at those things, you just hit OK. You're just going to hit OK again. And right now it's on YouTube. It might do it again, but I'm just going to click it. And it should be good. As long as I didn't play any audio, it's gone. And now we just have PreSonus working. Oh, it's on. that one's not on mute. So yeah, I hope that helps. Again, the whole point is that you want to be able to just record real quick and be able to hit play and just hear yourself. You don't want to be messing with the options of inputs and outputs. So I believe that's how I did it. I'm not too sure why there's all these videos of people saying you need a Mac. There's also people saying, well, if you want to do it on Windows, you need to download like a third-party ASO driver and just a bunch of complicated stuff. So I just found that that's what worked for me. It definitely has something to do with those Windows checkboxes, the exclusive control. It has something to do with your input and output that we checked in the beginning of the video. And you saw the exclusive control stuff. And then we go to Studio One options. And we just have it on our computer audio. Let the computer do all the work. Maybe that's why we can't get a good sample rate, but hey, it happens. Make sure that's checked on so that, you know, you can play your Tupac videos or whatever. External devices, I don't think that was it. You could try that, but I really think it's just having this on Windows audio. I'll go ahead and just play around in here. So this is my audio box, and it changed to audio box. A lot of that changed, as you can see. And then even the processing here, just showing you what's on there, just for reference. Here's where control panel, if you would click that on Mac, you would get some sort of options to change input and output here. Obviously, I didn't get that. So this is universal control. It's another kind of app you would need. And I don't like it. There's not much you can do here but your sample rate, so maybe you need to change that. But here's where you should be able to change stuff, but it just doesn't let me. None of these buttons work over here. It's really strange. So yeah, that's that. That button should let you change inputs and outputs, again, if you're on Mac, not on Windows. I'm going to go to this Zoom V3. This, again, is the driver. So it's loading, and check it out. I'm just going to show you processing real quick if you're curious. This is where I get these little green and blue Z's. Pretty cool. You should look up what Zoom does there. So let's go back to the audio device, and again I'm on the Zoom. Here's the control panel. Again, here I should be able to change inputs and outputs. It just doesn't let me here at all, so it sucks. And you know, I would put it on Zoom, record, and then I would have to put it on the audio box to hear myself. So I skipped all that and just went for the Windows audio, and that did it for me. And now we hit control panel. You can mess with some of the latency here. And look at that, right here actually, boom, exclusive mode checked, latency, 40 is default I think. I got my playback device as speakers, my recording device as the line Zoom. And I can even hit manage audio devices here, and you're gonna see this window pop up. If you can't get it to pop up, you can do that and mess with the options here. And yeah, just do everything I showed you. So the playback is on my speakers, the recording's on my mic, and you can see what options I had checked there. So yeah, it definitely has something to do with the exclusive mode. I hate that. I just wish it was more intuitive than me checking a box.